As described, the Appalachian region is looked at in many ways by outsiders. Many know of old stories or myths that come from this region, and they choose to believe them before they even get the chance to learn what the truth is. People looking in on the different regions of Appalachia may view poverty, lack of health care, and lesser education. Appalachian and rural areas may have problems with health and education, but these things are still considered a priority in the area. Media images of areas may only focus on the negatives of a region, instead of seeing a big picture that they look at one piece of it, which then forms inaccurate opinions. This quote just relates to the Appalachian region so well because the region has had so many things written and has had media attention about it over the years. After looking at the Appalachian region, it can then be compared globally to all of the outside countries that also portray similar things throughout their pictures and lifestyles. This picture shows a day in the life of children that live in a rural area. Rural area living can be lesser living conditions than the normal lifestyle of a child. The adults in this area look after the orphan children that come into the school and village. Through the organization this image is taken with, many things are evaluated and the children get more education and more care than they could have ever hoped for. The supplies may be limited and the basic needs may be hard to meet for all the children due to the sources in the area. The things needed to get a good basic education are not available, but learning is still forced to be a priority in the area. Healthcare also is not easily accessible, so that gets in the way of the learning process at some points in time. With this type of area, these things can be expected. They are not alone. They have many other regions that have similar situations. The picture relates to the Appalachian region in many ways, being that both locations are a rural area. Appalachian struggles with healthcare and education in many ways that the location of this picture does. Healthcare could help the area in sanitation and many other ways that are needed for the populations living in this area. Better education in turn helps develop a better healthcare system in the long run. Education in a rural area struggles to strive to become on a better level. Children and students with a good education thrive in the world and can increase the living standards of an entire population. Life is not the same in any area around the world, and capturing the life of the students can show a big cultural difference. Reasons for resistance to education are separated into three categories: culture, environment, and lifestyle. Culture revolves around the way the parent or past generations were raised and the values that have accumulated over time. Environment affects education tremendously because surroundings need to encourage learning. Encouragement can go a long way over a learning experience. The lifestyle that a child is shown is how they perceive life to be, so the many things that can be shown to a child will affect their everyday life in the classroom. With a quote from an article, the point is expressed that the teacher can also contribute to the lack of education in a rural area. Education is hugely affected by the outlook of the area and the children that come into the classroom each day. If teachers are not willing to step up and further help the children in rural areas get an education, then they also contribute to the resistance of education in many areas. In this chart, the data from Students' Resistance to Schooling article was put together to show that each aspect that was evaluated contributed the same amount to the reasons the students are resistant to schooling. Several things are involved, but they each act in the same amount throughout the child's behavior in the classroom to establish the overall reasons the child is resistant to schooling. The education and resistance to schooling was evaluated, but another aspect that is well known in the Appalachian region is the lack of accessible health care. Coal mining areas are often associated with contamination of water and the air around them. Appalachian has been identified as a harmful environment that has been affected by all the mining areas around it. Coal mining causes an overall effect that results in a degrading environment, socioeconomic disadvantage, and riskier health behaviors. Coal mining can damage an entire population in a community. By comparing coal mining communities to non-coal mining communities, a huge difference occurs between the two in many different ways. The amount of healthy days a person has is decreased significantly in a coal mining area. It is devastating to the community, and it is good to become aware of the effects of living in a mining area. Access to effective treatments is limited in a rural area to every person. A study was conducted to see the relationship on the parents and the health services they have received in the past, relating to the child's ability to get the services they need. Looking at the study shows the results that were found and several reasons people in the rural areas may not receive the health care that they need. Also, more was looked at to determine other risks that could affect the health and well-being of each individual in the Appalachian region. With each of these aspects examined, it was shown that other things came into play with health factors besides coal mining. Each group of something that affects health was divided to find which category each person fell under, and their health risks were examined by several studies. Appalachian areas suffer more than the nation due to the significant lack of health care and not an up-to-standard environment. With health and education being compared, many things seem to correlate. Being in a rural area affects each thing in an education and healthcare system, and many things contribute to this.